What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be installing a depot downpipe on the Focus RS. It is a 3-inch Catless downpipe. I went ahead and bought a new V-band and gasket as well, just so everything's brand new, don't have to deal with rust or anything like that. I went out and bought a defouler so I can run everything without a tune, because I'm not sure if I told you guys or not, but when I bought the car, I bought a warranty for it. I'm not trying to avoid it just yet. I will be soon with a tune, but for now I want to play it safe. But last but not least, I bought a valve simulator for the exhaust, because the Focus RS has dual exhaust, and then one side of them has a little actuator on it that opens and closes the exhaust. So you can activate this by going from normal to sport mode, but this little actuator I have, it allows it to always have the true exhaust sounds, and it cancels it out so it's always open. So that should be pretty nice to have as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So there's a couple ways to do this. The one I found online was to take this cover off, obviously, take this whole intake off, get the battery out of here and their battery box, and then we should be able to see the downpipe right through there, undo the bolts and take it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. So right behind, kind of next to the battery box, right here, there's two connectors. They're right next to each other. Both of them are for both the O2 sensors. Got one right here, and then one right here. One has a gray kind of wire, and the other one has a white, as you can see right there. All right, guys, so on the downpipe, I got one of the bolts off. That's one of the bottom ones. The one on the top, it's a little more tricky. I can't really get to it. I may have rounded it off just a little bit, so I'm gonna try to beat a socket on that. It's pretty tight, so I'm gonna see if I can just beat a socket on it, get a breaker bar in there somehow, and try to get that broke loose, and I might be able to get an impact back there, but we'll just have to see. Alrighty, I don't know if you can see that, but I did round it off. I did get both of them off, but now I just have to jack the car up, and then there's a little cross member underneath. I believe there's about 8 bolts holding it on. I'm gonna take that off, and then I should be able to pull the downpipe straight through. So right here is the downpipe. It connects right here with that V-band. I'm gonna go ahead and take this cross member off right here. I went ahead and removed some of the screws to hold on this, because there's one screw all the way back there that's kind of hidden. So in total there are 8 bolts. There's 2 here, 2 here, and then same on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and that should give me access to the downpipe. I can go ahead and take these 2 bolts off, undo this V-band, and then the whole thing should come right out. So I got the old downpipe off right here. It was a little finagling trying to get it out, but I did end up getting it out. Don't forget to take this little mount off right here. This will help make it slide out a lot easier. I just took the whole mount off, and it's underneath the car right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch the O2 sensors out. With the defouler, it came with these as well. There's 3 of them actually. There's a middle size. That's the one I put in here. I read online that in order to make this work right, you gotta use one of these, so not too much air is going in. So I ended up using the middle one, but I got that all set up. I'm gonna go ahead and get all that switched over and then get it back in the car. I got one of these O2 sensors in there, and I was taking the other one out, and all of the threads just disappeared on them. So I'm gonna run to AutoZone and get a new one of these. I'm also gonna get 2 new of these bolts, just so they're new and not all kind of rounded off. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab those, and I'll be right back. It's a little bit later in the day, but I ended up getting this on. I got the downpipe on. I have the O2 sensors hooked up. I went ahead and zip tied these off just so it doesn't touch the downpipe and get too hot and burn a hole in them. So I got that all fixed up, and then I'll show you guys underneath the car. Okay, so here's the new V-band right here. You can see the downpipe. I got that all hooked back up. It's a really snug fit to try to get this in here, but I put it in the same way I got the old one out. I just slid it up underneath the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the crossmember back on, get the skid plate put back on, and I will see you guys when I'm done. All right, so it's the next day. I have everything put back together. The new downpipe's in, all the O2 sensors are in and plugged in, but I will give you guys a cold start and I'll show you what this new downpipe sounds like. So last but not least, we have that little valve actuator. So what you have to do for this one is get the car running, get it warm, and then while it's running, put it in sport mode, and then you can see this valve's open. And then while it's running, you want to disconnect it, and then you want to shut the car off, and then put these connectors in. Go ahead and get this. I'm gonna plug this into the factory one, just like that. I'm gonna grab a zip tie and get this tied up underneath the bumper. And then if you want to, you can get a piece of duct tape or something, or a piece of electrical tape, and tape up the connector on the actuator itself so no water or dirt gets in there if you wanna keep it. I'm not too worried about it, so I'm just gonna get this zip tied up and out of the way. All right, well that's it guys. We have the new valve simulator in, the new downpipe, and the defouler. No codes, everything works perfect, but I can leave a link in the description if you guys want to pick it up for yourself. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.